All right, welcome everybody. Before we get started tonight, I'm just going to go over a quick couple announcements. I want to make sure that I share with you guys. Hi, Connie. So glad you're on. It must mean your daughter's feeling better, which makes me so happy. First, I want to go over a couple things. If you guys are registered for Club Med for the retreat, I want to let you know you can all say thank you to Yvonne because she asked me about coming in early. And so I found out that they will honor the $200 a night rate. So the $460 for the weekend for Club Med for the retreat that we're hosting in September 10th through the 12th. The reason it's $460 is it's actually only $200 a night, but there's a $60 fee because you have to become a Club Med member. So we got the rate down to $200 a night. So if you decide you want to come in a day early or stay a day late, they're honoring the $200 a night for 2 days in advance and 2 days after. So if you want to make a vacation out of it, or you're traveling far and you want to have a little extra time padded, come in on Thursday or stay an extra night, you are welcome to do that for $200. Please reach out to me and I'll give you the information about how to do that in case you're interested. Also, let me know if you have any questions about that. I'm going to be reviewing and going over some things, that we have some exciting stuff that's going to happen over there. And super exciting news, Maria Dillard's going to be joining us as well. She was so excited about this retreat. She's going to be with us that weekend. So it's going to be spectacular. I'm so excited. Next quick announcement before we get tonight started is that I want to remind you guys, actually, you know what? I'm going to skip that because it's a waste of time. So tonight we were supposed to have Amy Lund and Amber Weissman. We're going to be sharing about rank advancement. Oh my gosh, I see so many of you guys popping on. I'm so excited. So Amy Lund and Amber Weissman are supposed to be doing tonight, and both of them are sick. So Amy really hurt her back and Amber is super sick. And so they are going to postpone and be doing the team huddle on Tuesday, June 29th, about how to hit rank advancement. You're going to want to tune in for that because their team had the most rank advancements in this winter when we had rank advancement bonus. So, and you guys can all be going for your 4K and 12K bonuses if you've never hit it before this summer. So it'll be a great one. Next week on the team huddle, we have Hannah Rain. Remember, she was on with us last month, and a lot of you guys were asking me about her social media. And so she offered to share that. And so she'll be on next Tuesday with us. But tonight, I asked Nancy Prosser, give her lots of love in the chat, because I asked Nancy if she would hop on with me because she's so good at samples. And we are going to be launching a promo tomorrow. So before I even go through it, I want to share with you guys a couple things. First is I want you to put in the chat if you were on the customer group tonight and you heard the magic word. I got to look what it is, make sure if you guys are right. I have it written down. I was at my son's basketball game, so I wasn't on. Let me see. Okay, I know what the word is. Good. Oh, you guys are kicking it. Okay, awesome. So I will go back and randomly pick one person to win when Nancy's talking later, and I'll put the winner in the chat. So keep your eye on the chat. My next question is, how many of you guys have been using the Thrive sample site? I'm super curious, right? So those of you that have been using it, yay, Terry, yay, Beth. It is so cool. And when we share with you tonight, I want you to be thinking, it doesn't mean you have to use that, but it is such a great resource for more than one reason. Number one, it puts them in control of getting the sample. And my last two people that have done it themselves have had such a huge and great sample that I really believe part of it is mental. You guys hear me say this all the time. You're going to hear Nancy probably say it too, which is the whole reason why I like to put people on three-way messages or three-way calls while they're waiting for their sample and share stories with them, is because it puts them in the right mindset. They're excited. They're ready. They're excited to see what's going to happen for them. And I feel like sending people to my Thrive sample site has done the exact same thing. It's allowed them to get excited. They start to get an email. They're excited about what's about to happen. They get those, quick little emails from the company. And I just feel like it's making them have an even better experience. And so I'm really wanting you guys, if you're able to try out that Thrive sample site. If you haven't used it yet, but you have samples, then I'm going to encourage you to just ask one of your friends. Maybe there's somebody on your chicken list that you've never asked before if they want to try the Thrive experience, but you really know in your heart that they would love it. How many of you guys have felt that before? Like, I know I have. And so that was actually the very first person that tried out my Thrive sample site, was somebody who I've been talking to, and I've been wanting to talk to her about Thrive. I just couldn't figure out the way to do it. And I just was like straight up honest with her. I was like, hey, our company just released this really awesome way that I can give out samples, and I would love to gift you a 3-day sample. You've been talking about how tired you are, and I really believe that this could truly help you. And I have other nurses that thrive with me, and they are telling me, because she's a nurse, I'm like, they're telling me all the time about how amazing they feel. And so that was kind of like my beginning. She's like, sure, send it to me. I sent it to her. Now, I wouldn't do that for everybody, because we're not doing them a favor, right? Or they're not doing us a favor. We're doing them a favor. But I really wanted to try it out for myself. And she ended up ordering with me within, like, I think 5 or 6 days after she got her sample. She was so impressed with the company, so impressed with the product. And so that's really exciting. And I've only done one other person since. I'll be honest with you guys. I've only had 2 people go through the sample site, but it's my goal to have one a week. And so that is what I've been working on. So I'm excited for you guys to hear from Nancy tonight. At the end, I'm going to announce this really fun promo that's going to be launching tomorrow, and it's for all of you guys. So I'm really excited about that. And I will be looking in the chat for the questions after Nancy shares with you guys a little bit. I'm going to share with you a little bit as well about samples, and then we'll make sure we answer any questions that you guys have too. Yes, Nancy is the queen of sampling, Beth. You are so right. If you guys have not checked out Beth's funny reel today about MLM people, go on Instagram, find Beth, and you've got to check it out, because I almost peed my pants. It was so funny. All right, so Nancy, I'm going to introduce you guys really quick to Nancy, because a lot of you guys know Nancy. She has been with Beth and I since the very beginning. Julie Burton, which is one of Beth's very first promoters, shared the Thrive experience with Nancy. And Nancy went on to have not only an amazing Thrive experience journey, but also became like the face of Thrive Skin. She's like a super celebrity with Lavelle. And her before and after pictures are incredible. Yes, they are, Nancy. Yes, they are. And what I absolutely love the most about Nancy is that she never lets an opportunity pass her by without sharing the Thrive experience. And the reason for that is because she truly believes in it. And so before we even start tonight, I want all of you guys to put in the chat, what is one thing that makes you the most excited, either about the product or the business? Like, what, when you're feeling nervous about reaching out to somebody, what is the one thing that you think about when you're thinking about the product or the business that gives you that excitement, that gives you that energy, that gives you the confidence to be able to reach out to that person or connect with that person or follow up with that person? I know for me, I always stop and think about what this product has done for people that I love, people in my family, people that I'm friends with, people who I know would be suffering every day if it wasn't because of this product. I think of Melissa Roy. Her story is incredible. I think of people like Yvonne, who was before and after pictures freaking blow me away every single time. I think about people like Candace, who's always smiling ear to ear. And, you know, these are the kind of things, these are the reasons, these are the stories, right? And that is what gets me motivated. And so I would love to hear from you guys. I'm going to read them in the chat. But Nancy, go ahead and share with us about you and how you do your sampling, and a little bit about why that's important for you in your business.
Okay, so hello everyone. And I'm excited to be here tonight to share. Yes, I have sampled, I'm going to say thousands of people. And when I say thousands, it's because I was introduced to Thrive with a 3-day sample. And really, the samples are our little employees. They're the ones that make it or break it, along with us and our follow-up and our commitment to, you know, ensuring that they have a really great experience. But because of how Julie sampled me 6.5 years ago, and the Thrive experience blew my mind. I'm a horse trainer by trade, and with lots of injuries and things like that, I was really cranky and irritable, and, you know, carrying extra weight around and drinking all the wrong things every day. And that sample changed my life. So what I do when I'm sampling is I listen for keywords. It could be somebody that I'm talking to or standing next to at the grocery store or at the post office or the FedEx man. You know, you have to be like open ears all the time, because I'm grabbing my box from the FedEx man and it says Thriver in the house. And I look at him and I say, "Do you know what is in this box?" I just open up the conversation. And mind you, I am not and Blair knows this, like I'm super shy. I don't like really do well speaking in front of people. If anything, I'm, just kind of the fly on the wall. But with the Thrive experience, you really need to share it with people. So the FedEx guy is like, "No, what's in this box? I deliver a lot of these boxes." And I'm like, "This is magic in this box." And what do? I pull out of my purse. I happened to be like getting in the car when he was dropping it off. Pull out of my purse a trial pack. Instead of opening up my box, I tell him, "This is the magic right here." And what ends up happening is I explain to him what the 3 simple steps did for me, why I share it with others. I get him a free customer account. I hand him a sample and I follow up. But it's more about making the connection, because now I've opened it up and now I know his name and his phone number. And now we're friends on Facebook. And now I'm adding him to the customer group. But it's really about making that connection. I want him to feel better doing his life. And what is his life? He happens to be jumping up and down off the truck. He happens to be carrying boxes. He's like running from house to house. I know what his job is. Just like, a nurse or a doctor who I know is on their feet for 14 hours a day. I empathize with people and what they're going through at any given time. It could be the mom in line at the grocery store who is about to pull her hair out because the kids are acting up. I have kind of like a little light bulb that goes off that there is always an opening. Like I can turn around and say, "Oh my gosh, I can share something with you that will give you so much patience." And they're like, "Well, what is that? Like, is it from the liquor store next door?" Like we always joke about things like that. But no, and having this like trial pack, it's like show and tell, because I could tell somebody 10 times what Capsules Lifestyle Mix and a DFT will do for them. But when they actually see it and hold it and look at it and understand what I'm talking about, it's like the magic happens. But the most important thing, no matter what you do, is that you open your mouth and listen with your ears, because it's important for you to say, "I have a solution." We are solution providers. We are providing solutions for the tired moms, the achy backs, the unfocused college students, the full-time doctors, nurses, and healthcare workers. We are providing solutions for people that want to lose weight, get fit, just feel better. And having your ears, open to hearing what is troubling others, and then having a solution, but then staying with them, not just like getting them the sample and forgetting about it, not just getting the sale and forgetting about them as a customer, but it's about having a relationship. I have made more long-term life friends that will be my friends forever because of these 3 simple steps. And it's simply because of following up, caring for them, wanting to know how their experience is going. How can we tweak it? How can we adjust it? How can we make it even that much better? Can we add a plus line in? Can we get your product for free? The way that I happen to set up my funnel is make the connection, understand where they're coming from, be empathetic to their situation, whatever that might be. It could be a health challenge. It could be an exhausted mom. It could be somebody that wants to lose 10 pounds or 110 pounds. It could be someone that really needs more mental clarity and focus, or inflammation support, or digestion help. But to understand where they're coming from and listen and do everything that I can possible to ensure that they have a good experience. And that means put the product in their bodies, and then, well, first of all, it would be make that connection. Then it would be get them a free customer account. Then it would be put them into the customer group, where I then tag them on related posts to either their situation, their problems, whatever I think that they will relate to. And like, I love, Dr. Amanda's explanations of what the purple pill is. That is for people that they want to know about the ingredients. I tag them there. I let them know that we have our Tuesday night at 8:30, and to hop on there and listen to these amazing stories. So I put them in the customer group, and then we stock the mailbox, because I do a picture of their sample, like if I'm sending it from home versus sending it, even if I send it through my sample mailouts, I will do a screenshot so that they know that it's on the way. And then we stock the mailbox. Like, I will send them a screenshot of the tracking, like it's almost there. One more day. It's really cool that Le-Vel has that option for the tracking with the sample mailouts, because then they know, like, ooh, we have one more day. I keep the excitement. And then I say to them, it's really important when you get your sample in your hand that you let me know that it's arrived, because I want to go over the instructions of how to take it exactly and correctly. So I'm going to be honest. People don't necessarily read the directions, and some people are more sensitive than others. And it doesn't even matter if somebody says that they drink 2 pots of coffee a day. 1 capsule and a half lifestyle mix might be just the right amount for them, but 2 capsules and a full lifestyle mix and a DFT might take them over the top, because everybody's body is different. So I personally make sure, because I've had those fails. I've had those people that insist that, I drink so much caffeine, during the day that I can handle 2 capsules. I did. It's exactly what I wanted and exactly what I needed. But I've had other people who the half dose had them reeling all day long, and they thought that they were going to be the tough ones,
So I'm going to jump in, Nancy, because I know that there's a lot of people on here that are still kind of new. So basically, I want to make sure we have your steps right? So first, Nancy is looking for their problem, trying to solve it with our product, right? Then if they're interested in the sample, she's setting up the free customer account. Then she's introducing them to the customer group and tagging them on something that they would be interested in. Then she is sending out their sample, and she's taking a picture of it, sending it to them, and she is helping walk them through each of those days to make sure they take the Thrive experience successfully. So the only thing in there that I want to make sure that we add in, because it's going to go along with the promo that we're doing at the end of this today, is one of the ways that for me, I know, and I know, Nancy, you do this too, gets them excited and gets them ready and helps them see the vision of what this product can do for them, is to get them on a validation call or a validation text as well. So make sure you guys do that as well. Even if, they're just waiting for their sample, you do that. So now we've got through that process, Nancy, and you have these different people sampling with you. How do you follow up with them and get them to go ahead and place their order from the sample?
Okay, so I do follow up with them like almost day and night of their sample. First, it's the instructions, and follow them to a T, please. And I emphasize like the no coffee, no food prior to, taking your products. So we get the instructions, and I get, 3 yeses from them. Yes, I will take it correctly. Yes, I will avoid food and coffee until they know what they feel like. I want them to know that the product works, and to not, mess it up by, thinking that they can have a cup of coffee before their Thrive is really kicked in. Because that's happened. They think that, I can have a cup of coffee a half hour later, and then I check in with them like, how are you feeling and what are you noticing? That is my morning text on day one. And so I find out, how are you feeling and what are you noticing? And typically it's, I'm feeling really good and I've got good energy and I, didn't need to eat breakfast and I'm drinking lots of water and what have you. And then I will follow up with them again early evening, just checking in to see how your day went. Because I want to know, how did they feel at 4 o'clock? Did they feel like their normal, I want to plop down on the couch and, not do anything? Or did they feel like it was a great day and that they were, continuing to go on? Okay, great. So you've had a great day, super excited for you. Let's add our DFT tomorrow. And because that's how I sample is 1 capsule, have lifestyle mix on day 1. Same on day 2, add DFT to lean muscle or area of discomfort for up to 24 hours. I make sure that they also know that they should be alternating the location of their DFT and that they should drink plenty of water throughout the day.
So
I also
that whiteboard behind you, is that how you keep yourself organized with who's sampling with you?
Yes, it's usually on the wall, but it was getting really hard to write on. So it's now on my floor. Yes, I have my samplers. It's a very big growing list. And then I move them over to trial pack, and that the trial pack is now being tried. And then I move them over to customer. And then once they're a customer, I haven't actually had anybody right off the bat go, okay, I'm going. I mean, yes, I have, but not, this month, go into being a promoter right off the bat. I encourage them to refer to right away, right when they love it on, their day 1 or day 2. Do you know 2 friends that would love this product? Because I want to help you get your product for free. And that's when they're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, yeah, I've been thriving for free for 6.5 years. And they're like, holy smokes. So that's a really cool thing, because even before they've even placed their order, I've had brand new samplers that love it so much by their day 3. They already have their referrals with samples on the way to them, and they're getting their products the next month. So for free. So awesome. It's really about the follow-up every single day. It's check in the morning, make sure they're doing it right. How are they feeling? What did they notice? And then I check in with them at the end of the day. Once we have established that they love it, hopefully we have like a promo happening for new customers, or I can toss them some credits, and it could be, depending on how many I have, because I do have like a list of people. I've got like 10 people sampling right now. I have to be, a little cautious with my credits so that I don't like just willy-nilly them. But I give them credits either for, $50 off or free shipping. It just kind of depends. And get them their 2 referrals. And then those 2 referrals turn into 2 more referrals or 4 more referrals, really. So I follow up with them their first week of their box. And when their box first arrives, I also keep that excitement going. Like, looks like your box is arriving on Thursday, and because I'll check the tracking and I'll do a screenshot of it's supposed to be arriving on the date, so that,
I'm going to jump in. Awesome. Okay. So Nancy gave you guys so many freaking golden nuggets, right? I see you guys in the chat. People are like, this is awesome. I didn't think about that before. Chantel said, how often do you check in after? So when they're on their sample, you want to check in every day with them. But then afterwards, when you're trying to get the sale, that's when it gets a little bit more. So I'm going to jump in at this part, Nancy, and take over like the tail end of it. So what you guys heard from Nancy is the steps that she took along the way, right? She's very organized. She knows what she's doing. She's connecting with them every single day that they're on their sample. She's getting them excited. She's adding them in the customer group. All these things, you guys, are so important. But one of the things that you want to also make sure that you do is that, and Nancy does do this, is that you want to make sure as they're on each day of their sample, you're setting up the picture of what's to come. So what I mean by that is, when I'm talking to somebody, for example, who's saying to me, I'm feeling so great, or maybe they're not even feeling anything, right? Either way, I'm saying, can you imagine what you're going to feel like in 30 days? If they're telling me, I think I have a little bit of energy, extra energy today. I feel like I have a little better mental clarity today. Then I say to them, can you imagine what it's going to be like in 30 days when you're on this product for the next 30 days? So let's get you started. Right. So my goal, I play games with myself. I don't know if you guys are all that same way, but I like to give myself little goals and play games with myself. It makes it a lot more fun. My goal is always to get the sampler to order before their sample's done. So the sample isn't really to get them. It's my goal with the sample isn't like, oh, they've got to try it and have a great experience in order to order. No, it's so that they see the excitement, so that it's built up, so that they're like, yes, this product is real. Oh, wow, it really is only 3 steps. She wasn't kidding. Wow, those capsules are easy to swallow. That shake is really delicious. That patch was easy to put on, right? That's what it's all about. So that then it's easy for me before, not easy, but my goal is before they're done with their 3-day sample, which sometimes lasts 4 or 5 days based on the way Nancy was just sharing, right? She makes them go slow. So then, but by the time I get to that 4th or 5th day, they've already placed their order. And like Nancy said, brilliant Nancy said, she's already talking to them about thriving for free as well, which I usually throw in very casually, like, oh, and this is going to be the first time and only time you're going to pay for this because we're going to help you get 2 people and thrive for free. But I like how Nancy said it even better because she's already setting them up for that success. So, Nancy, that was amazing. Thank you so much. There were a couple of things when Nancy was sharing that I want to make sure I pointed out to you guys. Do send out as many samples as you can handle, but don't send out too many that you can't handle. So Nancy has gotten herself very organized. She can handle 10 samples. What I have realized about myself is I cannot. So what I learned is there were times in the past where I would send out too many samples at once and then I wouldn't follow up with people the right way and I wasted money. But not only that, worse than wasting money was I messed up that person's Thrive experience. I didn't follow up with them. They didn't really know how to place their order. Sometimes people placed orders, but they placed the wrong thing. They didn't order all 3 steps. They were confused. And that's on me. That's my fault. So make sure that when you're deciding about sampling, you're going to see this big promo that I'm about to launch. I want you to think about what can you handle and really be, smart about that because you want to make sure you give people the best customer service possible. I love how Nancy gives such good customer service. She's checking in on them every single day. She's making sure they're part of that customer group. She's making sure that she tags them in something and invites them to the Tuesday live. She's not just throwing them into the group and saying, okay, have fun in there. I'll see you later. No, she's like inviting and tagging and making them part of the community, right? If you're on our working Zooms, you hear us say during the time that we get on the news feed and we comment on our top 10, making sure that some of those people in top 10 are samplers or new customers because you want to engage on their social media. You want to be commenting on their posts. You want to be asking questions. You want their community to see your face as well, okay? And remember that the sample is just for them to see how simple and easy it is to implement the Thrive experience into their everyday life. It's not so that they'll feel what the Thrive experience can do for them. And for those of you that are new, that was new for me. When I heard that the first time, I thought, oh, that is so true. Most people aren't going to feel the difference in 3 days, or they're going to feel such small things, or they're going to think maybe it's in their head. Maybe it's placebo effect. So if you set up the expectation of, I'm sending you this sample so you can see how simple and easy it is to implement this into your everyday routine and see how awesome these capsules are, how ultra micronized the shake is and delicious it is. Then they're not expecting that if they don't feel something in those 3 to 5 days, that it's not working for them, right? So you've got to make sure that you're also setting up the expectation correctly. So I love that. And I also wanted to go back. I copy and pasted. I think it was actually from Nicole. I could be wrong, but I think Nicole asked this question. It said, I have some people who state it hasn't been enough and ask for another round. Has anyone else experienced this? So that really goes back to setting up the expectation. So before I send out that sample, I'm letting them know, hey, this is going to come with 3 of each item. That's going to help you it's going to give you a sample for anywhere from 3 to 5 days because we're going to start slow and see what the right amount is for you. You're not going to feel probably anything from this sample. It is simply for you to see how simple and easy it is to thrive, to see how this fits into your everyday routine, to see how awesome the capsules are. I used to not be able to swallow capsules. Now I can swallow them. I used to hate shakes because they were chalky and gross. Now they're amazing. I can't wait every morning to take my lifestyle mix. That's what I'm really wanting you to get from this sample. So if you set it up like that, nobody would say, well, that's not enough. I need to keep trying, because they're not expecting to feel anything from those 3 days. So try really hard to make sure that you're setting up those expectations the right way. And if somebody said to me, well, I feel like I need a little bit more of the sample, I'll say, I know you do. You need a full 30 days. So let's give yourself the gift of health. This is from Kelly Boyson. I got to give her credit every time I say it. Give yourself the gift of health for the next 30 days, right? Or sometimes I'll ask the question, what's holding you back from giving yourself the gift of health for the next 30 days? Let's see what this can do for you. Okay. So I am super excited to announce we're going to have a fun sample blitz. So the sample blitz graphic is going to go up tomorrow inside of our team, United We Thrive Facebook page. There are 3 steps. And when you do these 3 steps, you are entered. You can get as many entries as you want. Okay. The winner is the person who has the most points, the most entries. But I want you guys to also be strategic, because if you can't handle sending out 20 samples and you're just going to waste your money, don't do it. However, I find most people can handle anywhere between 5 to 10 a week. And so, it's up to you. It's going to go from June 16th to the 21st. The most points is going to get a $100 gift card. And we're going to have one random winner for every 50 entries for $50 in credits. Okay. Here's how it works. You set the person up with the free customer account. You send out the sample, whether that's dropping it off at their house, sending it out yourself, or using the sample website, or using the Lavelle Cloud Office to send it out, however you want. Step 3 is a 3-way validation call or message. Okay. It can be with your leader. It can be with a sideline. It can be with a friend in the business. But as long as you get that done, then in the comments underneath this post on our team page, you'll put done and used Beth Graves for my 3-way. Maybe the next one is done. I used Lindsay Dollinger for my 3-way message. Done. I use Nancy Prosser in a 3-way message, right? I want to know who you use. That's going to hold you accountable for doing that 3rd step. Because what I'm seeing most often from so many of you guys that I'm talking to on working Zooms, I'm talking to when you're trying to hit your goals, is that you guys are doing an amazing job setting up free customer accounts. You're doing an amazing job sending out samples. But what I'm not seeing is the validation piece. And I know sometimes it might not seem like it's that important, but it is so important for them to hear somebody else's story and to get their questions asked. And that gets them excited and ready for what the Thrive experience can do for you. Okay. So I'm super excited about this. It's going to drop tomorrow. Remember, you have to do all 3 steps to get an entry, and you can enter as many times as you want with as many people that you want to share the Thrive experience with as you want. Okay. Also, I did a quick little video, and actually already put up in our customer group, but I'll be sending it to the other 2 customer groups, just about like what comes in a sample box. So I just kind of walk through what are those things, but that might actually be something that you want to go live on this week. I know that I have one that I went live on forever ago. And then I threw it up on a YouTube, and I still get people that sometimes find that video out there. So it might be something that you want to show this week, or maybe you're going to show it in your stories. And some of you guys put up some amazing stories today. I know it was Transformation Tuesday. Hopefully you guys used that hashtag that Lavelle was offering with the fun giveaway. But some of you guys had such great stories today. What if you threw up there tomorrow some more before and after pictures, some more of what the transformation of what this product can do for you, and then offered samples to people? That would be an amazing way to get some samples out there. So I'm going to wrap it up tonight, because I was trying to keep this to 25 minutes for you guys. Nancy, you were absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. Don't forget also, guys, if you go to our team page, United We Thrive, we have a whole guide on sampling. We do. We have amazing units in there. They used to be called units. Now they're called guides. We have such amazing stuff in there. And I know sometimes, especially those of you that are newer to our community, it can be overwhelming. There's so much stuff in there. It's because we love you guys so much. And when something, somebody asks us a question or they want us to train on something, we're like, let's create a whole guide or a whole unit around that, because we want to make sure we get you the information you need. But definitely go and check those out this week. If you feel a little bit uncomfortable with sampling, or you don't feel like you've had great success with sampling, or you have questions on it, go check out that guide first. After you've gone through it, if you still have questions, please feel free to reach out to me or any of your leaders. We want to make sure we help you and that we get you any of the answers that you need. But we also want to encourage you to find them yourself because you are your own business owner and we want to make sure that you know where to find those things. Beth, are you wanting to say something?
I was just gonna say that that Yvonne said tomorrow she'll do a quick training because she has like a really quick 3-way formula she uses for sample packs that will reinforce why they're sampling. She'll go live on that tomorrow. And then also on the promo, even before you go ahead and share in the comments your sampling steps. I want you to write them out, not just rely, like say free account, like if you want to show that you're getting ready, kind of share with people your whiteboard or your free account. Share this on the fan page. I have to have the exact things that I share ready to go. I'm going to share a story on day 2. I'm going to share this. I always share a meme with them to make them laugh. And so you can see Nancy's whiteboard. So really solidify that, not what Nancy does, not what I do, not what Blair does, but come up with your own way and think about it as connection, conversation, excitement, and education.
Love that. Did anybody get that last part that Beth just said? It would be so good to type in the chat. Cindy just sent out a sample pack during this Zoom. What? Go girl. That's amazing. That's so cool. Love it. All right, guys. So that is dropping tomorrow morning. You will see it. Cindy, I will honor what you did tonight for that. So make sure tomorrow that you've done all 3 steps. Set them up the free customer account. You obviously already sent them a sample and make sure you put them on a 3-way call or a 3-way chat with somebody for validation. And that would be an entry for you already. All right. So if you guys send out any samples tonight, I will honor it for tomorrow. And
one more question.
Yes.
One more question I have is, it's okay if you choose to charge for your samples, you guys.
Yes.
You can have them Venmo you. You can decide if they're free. You can decide if you want them to Venmo you. People do it all different ways.
Yeah. And also a fun way, this is the way I used to do it when I used to sell my samples, especially here locally, because I learned that a lot of people were asking for them, but weren't actually taking them in the beginning. And so I started charging $5 a day for them. But I would say to them, it's $5 a day. I'll give you up to 5 days. And then when you're ready to place your order, if you place it within a week of getting your sample, of getting started on your sample, I will gift you back that $25. So then I would just give them 25 credits towards their purchase, right? So that's also an idea. If you're like, I kind of feel uncomfortable charging, but I really want to make sure they're actually going to take the Thrive experience, take the sample, when people spend money on things, they usually follow through with them. Does anybody else want to share anything that's working for them? I mean, we don't have to shut it down. I just was trying to keep it short. Yvonne, I can't wait to see your video tomorrow. So exciting.
I just wanted to share really quick, Blair, because I tried to type it in the chat, but like I require that the people I share a sample with have some skin in the game. So I require either a conversation or they have to pay me. And honestly, I don't know that I've ever taken money from people. So if they are not willing to hop on the phone, they do not get a sample from me. So I offer 1 million free samples, but I don't actually send them because it's not like you can just sign up and check a box. Now the sample website is a little different. But when I'm personally offering a sample to someone, I just say, hey, let's hop on the phone for, a quick chat. And if they keep avoiding me or they won't even converse back and forth in Messenger, they don't get a sample. It saved me a lot of product and time and money to require some investment on their part. So if people aren't comfortable, asking for money is fine, but the conversation I feel like is key to really getting them to buy in. You may find out someone refuses to take pills or shakes. Then why would you send them a $20 sample?
So true, Yvonne. I love that. And the phone call, totally agree. It's always the best way. So
that's what I want to say is if I told you that you had a 50% more likely chance to get that sale, there's a percentage I could tell you because I've looked at it, that every single person that's come into the business and become a personal 12K or higher has had a personal conversation with me when they started thriving. The people that I left in Messenger have not. So if I told you that without a personal conversation, I wouldn't have Yvonne hovering at 80,000 as a personal, would you pick up the phone even if it was a bit uncomfortable? The answer is yes. So if your business is stuck, it means that you need to have a personal connection like Nancy is talking about, because it don't go into what have you been doing since 1992. Say, oh my gosh, remember when we went to prom and danced that weird song? Okay, we got 10 minutes. We'll catch up on that later because I can see you on the lifestyle getaways with me. And then go right into it, set your timer and say, okay, we'll be in touch via text. It is only weird for a minute. If you make it weird, just tell them this is what we're going to do on the call today. I've only got 10 minutes and I really want to hear exactly from you why you're excited about getting started with Thriving. Okay. The Nancy method. That's a new thing. Hashtag Nancy method.
Love it.
I have to say one thing that that really gets me excited is on the day one when people are like, OMG, and then they call me instead of, you know, me texting them like, okay, so how are you feeling today? And what are you noticing? And they're like, can I call you? And I'm like, oh, like, what are you going to say? You know? And it's always like, they're completely blown away, like in a good way. So I love those. They're too excited to text it, you know, and they don't want to leave me a voice message. So they have to call. Like, right on.
Love that. All right, so you guys look tomorrow for the promo. It's going to be dropping in the morning, and cannot wait to see how many of you guys reach out with three-way messages and help so many people to feel and be their best this summer. So have a great night, guys.
I want to end with one piece of humor that you could think about a reel. I had a promoter from Chicago, Yvonne Mary, and her best friend or her sister wouldn't start Thriving. So she went to her house, found the key, went in her, stuck into her bedroom and stood over her bed with capsules in a water and made her take her capsules over the bed. And she sent me a video and she said, we have a new Thriver on our hands. Like, I just thought of that, like, seriously, that's a little stalker-like, but I would have done that to Nancy had she not started Thriving. I would have snuck in her house. So somebody's got to do something. That's going to be my next reel when it